About the graduate education program at Trevecca Nazarine University, a person in the Department of Education, in the School of Education, Dr. Stella Simpson. And of course, Dr. Simpson, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Thank you.
And to tell you, Dr. Simpson, how very, very delighted we are to have you here, and especially to talk about what we consider to be such a timely topic as education, and to know the activities that you've been involved in dealing with graduate education. We're certainly delighted to have you here. But before we get into Trevecca Nazarine University and other issues dealing with graduate education, Dr. Simpson, let's see if we can have you to give our audience an opportunity to get to know you by giving us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that were important in terms of eventually leading you to the School of Education at Trevecca Nazarine University, and then we'll talk about some other things. But let's talk about your background education first.
I think that before I even entered school, I knew that I wanted to be a teacher, and I had a very unique experience because I attended one school for 12 years. I went to Meigs High School, and as a matter of fact, I was I was in the first graduating class of Meigs in 1961, and I was valedictorian of that class. I think my experience at Meigs brings so much to what I do now as a teacher, because what I found there is that I had the same homeroom teacher for 6 years, Ms. Ford, and that's kind of odd. But what I found at Meigs is that there was a caring commitment, not only that I learned, but they cared about me as a person. The teachers took the time to get to know my family, and they knew me, and they cared, and even once I left Meigs, they followed me through college, just that want to know, could I help? And so I think part of that made me what I am today. And once I finished Meigs, I went to Tennessee State University, got an exceptional education at Tennessee State. And I knew then that I wanted to be a teacher, so I started teaching very early, and I actually taught for 20 years. I was an English teacher, language arts, and I was teaching in middle school. You have to be a very unique person